Okay, let's see. That's cute. All right, ladies and gents, I'm getting Instagram together so we get this baby started. Why are they always changing up over here? I can't stand how Instagram always changing stuff up. Oh, it just is what it is. We're going to rock it this way. That part. Okay. Booyah, we is good. Hey everyone, this is your friend, your girl Tahiri Divine. I'm so happy to be with you guys today. We are starting a new series. Okay, and this is just going to be a 3-part series, so it's not going to be a real long series. Hey, beautiful creator. Yes, hello. But I'm happy to be here with you, ladies and gents. So like I said, we're doing a series. This one is spiritual warfare. We're going to be talking about spiritual warfare. This is preparing us for the next series I'll be doing after this series, which would be our shadow work series. So there's a method to my madness. I want to build you guys up with the information I'm presenting so that we can go into October. October is going to be shadow work. Pretty much the whole remainder of the latter part of the year, we're going to be working on shadow work, but I'm going to really be introducing shadow work and some other methods and how to maneuver through it. And so I'll get you guys some tools that you guys can use, right? And then you guys can definitely share whatever tools that you guys have already been previously using with your shadow work so that we can get it on and popping. Hey, love. Hey, Raven. It's so good to see you. Yes. Well, I pretty much kind of jumped over my introduction, but let me just go ahead and do that if you guys are new and just tuning in. I am Tahiri Divine. I also go by Diana the Prince, who is the metaphysical midwife. I am here to share my story for the up-leveling of our transformation in our finances, our mental, our health, our spiritual well-being, and all of that together by using ancient tools such as astrology, numerology, tarot, and other mystical, magical things to level up our life so that we can have the ultimate glow up. Because we're here for the ascension, okay? We're here to ascend and live our best lives while we are already here. Okay, so without much further ado, I want to get straight into not really a lesson, but into the topic for today. We're talking about spiritual warfare. So for those who are maybe come from a more so religious background, particularly Christianity, which I came from, we get the concept of spiritual warfare as far as being the battle between God and Satan or the devil, right? It's like this ongoing spiritual war between these two entities. And so typically in that realm, we get that concept. Well, I'm transferring the same concept, taking away God complex and devil complex out of it and bringing it more into on practical ways on how we deal with spiritual warfare. So whether you're religious or not, spiritual warfare is real. So giving a perspective on what it is and how we can engage in it, because whether you are an active participant or a passive participant, we're all participating in some type of spiritual warfare, right? So it's good to know what is spiritual warfare and also what are some tactics that can be used as attacks and how we can defend ourselves and also how to be on offense. So I'm about spiritual defense and spiritual offense, especially for my spiritual healers, leaders, anybody this is for anybody. So it doesn't really matter if you're into, yes, I'm wearing an amethyst necklace. Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes. Oh goodness. I have a rose quartz one, an amethyst one. And I just ordered another, which one was a smoky quartz? Yeah, I'm excited because I'm cooking some things up over here, ladies and gents. I'm cooking some things up, okay? So I'm glad y'all noticing the things, okay? But let's back to spiritual warfare. I'm sorry. So spiritual warfare. So whether we're active or passive participants, it's something that we're in the middle of it. So I like to present this topic to us because as we get out of our ideologies or religious belief systems and we come into spirituality, we a lot of times jump into things full-fledged without fully knowing what we're getting into. And that's just a part of the exploration of it, to explore yourself, but also within exploring, want to be aware that there are forces. I don't want to say people or energy or gods or goddesses, but there are forces or energetic pushback that we can experience, whether it's from our own doing or somebody's putting it onto us. But let's get into spiritual warfare. Let's talk about what spiritual warfare. But I want to start with some etymology first, okay? So let's get the etymology of the word spirit. The word spirit comes from the Latin word spirare, which means breathe or breath. And then it also is the breath is also the Latin word or Greek word spiritus or spiritus, right? SPIRT, like spirit, US. And so that word can be loosely translated or translated as soul, also as courage and vigor. So when we think about the word spirit or spiritual, right, it's dealing with breath, spirit, soul. So let's think of it like that, right? The soul. When we look at the word soul in its etymology, it goes to the Greek word psyche, which is psyche, which we get the word psyche, right? So psyche is also Greek for the word life, is derived from the Greek verb psycho, which also means to blow. So that gives a reference that there's something to do with psyche, has to do with breath as well. So spirit, psyche, soul, they're relatively similar in their words, okay? And so all these words actually derive, as far as psyche and psycho is concerned, derives from the word spirit. And spirit could be also mean self or sense of consciousness or personality, where we get the word psyche. So when I'm giving you guys these background words too, so we can understand what we're dealing with and working with here on a practical level. So when we're talking about spiritual warfare, we're talking about your soul. We're also talking about your life. We're also talking about your mental, because although that's not really said here, but it's mental. Spiritual warfare is actually more mental than anything else. If we really think about the mental realm is the spirit realm in a lot of ways. There's a lot of the mental and the spiritual world it's not one the same, but it's a mirror. Let's say that it's a mirror of each other. So when we're talking about spiritual warfare, I'm going to define spiritual warfare as the act to engage and or resolve or initiate psychological attacks. Hey, E-Queen Love, hello. So we're talking about spiritual warfare here, and my definition of spiritual warfare is the act to engage and or resolve or initiate psychological attacks. So these attacks can come in different forms. The attacks can come mainly the spiritual attacks that we get mainly are self-inflicted. And I'll explain how they're self-inflicted, but I'm gonna get into this right here. So spiritual warfare or spiritual warfare attacks can be self-inflicted. They can come from creating promises or oaths or vows to either some type of higher power, deity, spirit. It can also come from offending this type of higher power, deity, or spirit. Also, another thing, it can come from roaming spirits or just ghosts, what we call ghosts, or spirits that have been disassociated from the body and from this realm. So we have rogue spirits out here. So you're going to get spiritually attacked by them or entities. And then also, it can also come from other practitioners and entities, okay? And entities can be anything. When I mean entities, I'm really talking about governments, leaderships, religious leaders. That's what I mean by entities, or other spiritual practitioners, right? So now that we have this understanding of how spiritual attacks can be used or maneuvered, I want to just give you guys just a basis on as being practitioners in your own life, whether you're being a practitioner for other people. If spiritual warfare and spiritual protection is something to really, really hone into. As you guys see, I do have my amethyst necklace. Those who are familiar with crystals, this is a really nice, crystals are a good tool to use to help build up your spiritual gifts. Amethyst is known for helping with the intuition, right? helping enhance intuition, dreams, interpreting. It deals in the realm of the spiritual realm. So if you're trying to get more in tune with your feminine side, as far as your intuition, trusting yourself, faith, then I say amethyst is a really good crystal to work with so that you can have that tool to help. Because, we already have these things already. I want you guys to be very clear. The tools are not important. It's more so the intention. Your intention is everything. You don't need any tools because, like we said, spiritual warfare is the mind. And when we have our mind intact, we're able to now better transmute and decipher where energy is coming from. Crystals are energy and energy are angles. That part, that's right, Money Official. Hey guys, I see you guys coming in. I want to make sure I'm getting you guys in. So the reason why I really believe this is important to really discuss and know and how to properly use these ideologies and these beliefs and these tools is because, again, we're in a realm, what you guys know, we're in the time of the Great Awakening, right? And so there's a lot of people coming awakened to their power or what they believe they can do. There's a lot of people who are using their power, or entities who are using their power, and they're using it against us. There's people who's using their power to help uplift, right? But it's important that we're able to understand and know where we are. Kind of like on a chessboard, right? If you guys play the game of chess. Do I have a chessboard? Actually, my daughter has a chessboard over here. But you guys are familiar with the chessboard, right? It's being able to recognize what player whose board you're on, that part, what position or player you are, and then also how to better maneuver in this realm. A lot of us, when we came waking up into this knowledge, right? We weren't really thinking about spiritual protection. We're just kind of excited to get something different from where we came from. So we jump head into a lot of things. And that's another personal belief of mine, why I believe too, a lot of people who were once leaders are getting out of metaphysics or spirituality, or what you want to call it, because they did not have the proper protective barriers or connected with the right angles of light to really help them maneuver through their journey. I sleep with amethyst under my pillow. Yes, I do too. I tell you, between amethyst and clear quartz, those are my two favorite. And selenite wand. Those are my three favorite crystals to use as it pertains to the dream world, and also too as it pertains to protecting myself when I go in the dream world, because things be happening since dreams. I'm like, wait, hold up, what's going on up in here? But yeah, so we're going to be going through this series for the next three episodes, just to really kind of hone in the basics. I'm sharing you guys just the basics to start with, as far as knowing what is spiritual warfare and how this can be used against you. Like I said, it can come from attacks that we self-inflict. We self-inflict these attacks on ourselves by dibbling and dabbling, and not just so much dibbling and dabbling, but just really just getting into things without fully understanding. Particularly like you want to get into like advanced knowledge, right? Because you get new information, you want to get as much as you can, and we get so much information that what happens is we get this information overload, or I can say what happened for me. It was information overload, right? And then when it comes time to apply it, it was just, so much that it's not that you're not able to apply it. It's just because it's like you were overwhelmed by how much and how deep something can go. So that typically will play out and can open you up to spiritual attacks, because now your mind is a powerful thing, but it can also be an enemy of yours if you don't have control over it. And so spiritual attacks is not something, I don't want to make it hocus pocus. I mean, there are rituals and spells that you can do, but spiritual attacks can be something as simple as being gaslighted, right? Spiritual attacks could be something as simple as being garlic banishes and protects, that part. Yes, y'all. Okay. I have bought some essential oil, garlic essential oil, and I've been using it for different things. And I wanted to use it particularly for like a detoxer, like for the outer body. But you guys know garlic is very strong, so you have to really make sure that stuff is diluted. Long story short, I didn't dilute it well enough when I was spraying it on myself, and child, I repelled my damn self Like, I'll tell you, garlic is strong. And I only used a minute drop in this doggone ointment that I made. And I'm like, dang, like, I don't think nothing wants to be bothered with me because garlic don't play no games. Garlic and onions actually are really good too. If you have some really nice organic raw onions, like a white onion, yellow onion or something, you can cut it in half or chop it up and put it in a bowl. And you could put it somewhere in your room. And what the onion would do, it will absorb any negative energy that's around you. And that's why I believe why it makes us cry, because yes, the fumes are strong, but what I truly believe is happening on a metaphysical level, I have no proof of this, but this is just what I'm going to conjure up in my mind. I believe that the fumes or the magnetic pull of the onion, I think what it does to make us cry, not only is it burning our eyes, but I think what it's doing, that burn represents a piercing of some sort. And I think what it's doing, it's piercing our subconscious mind of something that we need to cry about. That's just what I think. I don't know. I'm like, maybe we just need to cry. Maybe some people just need to cry. So cut some onions and start crying, and then you're going to get to the root of what you're crying about, and maybe you can get some healing, okay? So if you need some healing, use some onions, because onions really do absorb negative energy. So maybe there's something that we can be sitting within us negatively that needs to be drawn out that we may not know consciously. But I believe that, and that's what I've been doing. And when I practice, I've been using onions sometimes. I'm like, okay, sis needs to cry. Let's cut these onions up. But yeah, so I look forward to sharing more of this throughout the series with you guys. Some of my what I'm just going to share what I've done the last few years that I believe have worked for me. One thing I think is really important too for you guys to do, if you guys want to do that, is write down your own rituals. You know, write your rituals out, whether it's a full moon ritual, whether it's just a love ritual, whatever you are doing, whatever you're creating, write out your ritual, like what tools you used, what time of day you did it, what day you did it. All that kind of plays into, and it lets you get to gauge out your own magic, right? And lets you know, okay, where am I in tuned at? Because there's some things I've done that work, but it didn't resonate with me. And there's other things like, oh, these are my staples, right? This is what I use, and I know this work without a shadow of a doubt. This works for me, right? So I hopefully this series, the spiritual warfare series, and also the shadow work series that we'll be going into next month, will give you guys some ideas and tools and ways to help you guys maneuver through your realm, right? Like a book of shadows. Yes, like a book of shadows. Let me show you guys my book of shadows. I've been wanting this book for some time. I finally just ordered it. So let me show you guys my book of shadows. Isn't this baby beautiful? If y'all can see it. Yes. I love how it has like the chakra stone colors on it. And then there's these little latches. It's this old leather book and has these latches on it to open it up. It just makes it seem so, I don't know, so witchy. And then I love the paper as you open it up. I love that the paper is very like old, kind of timey. So I just bought me this. Yes. It's, oh my God. And it has like an old smell to it, which I like that. So I'm so excited. I finally ordered this. It took me 3 years, but I finally ordered this damn expensive ass book, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it. So I'm going to pass this on to my daughters one day. Oh, I'm glad you guys think it's so cool. So I'm gonna pass this. This is gonna be passed on to my daughters so they can have like their own, like you said, book of shadows. But yeah, but I've been using I have so many notebooks, y'all, from like all the years that I've been working in my own magic. So the things that I know that have worked, I'm gonna put it in this book. And I just ordered me a calligraphy pen. So I'm gonna practice my calligraphy so I can have that all in the book for my kiddies. So when they get older, they can have that and they can add to it. But I'm excited. So yeah, I'm excited about this series. I hope you guys are gonna stay and rock it out with me. The series. Y'all walked it out with me with the Power Price. I know y'all gonna rock out with me with this. And yeah, if you guys have anything you guys want to share throughout this journey, definitely share. That's what we're here to do, is to iron sharpens iron. You know, I'm here to present what I know. Y'all share what y'all know, and we build up together, because honestly, you know, things like this, topics like this are so important to be discussing. Like what I'm here to do is to build a tribe. And my tribe, and our tribe, what we do in our tribe, we we like to get knowledgeable, and we need to knowledgeable, and we like to stay prayed up, blessed up, all of that. And I pray for y'all. Y'all pray for me. I send y'all good energy. Y'all send me good energy. And we keep each other going, okay? Looking forward to it. Oh, that's what's up. Vintage, beautiful. Yes, I was playing the same thing for mine. When it's time. Yeah, like tell you guys, when it's time, like this has been a 4-year process, because I was like, I feel like I have enough stuff now to put this book together. I mean, I still have a lot more I can do, like tarot spreads that I've been doing, oils I've made, ointments I've been using, crystals, moon cycles. I want to get with you, E-Queen, about the Venus cycle, because that's what I'm on right now. So E-Queen, I'm gonna be reaching out to you, sis, about that Venus cycle, sis. But yeah, so we guys, we're really going to be going in and talking about spiritual warfare. So our next episode on spiritual warfare will be next week. So Tuesdays is our spiritual warfare day. So y'all know Tuesdays, that's Mars Day, that's War Day. I was supposed to wear some red, but I got caught up, so I didn't get to put my red on. But okay, I'm gonna hit you up. Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna hit you up. But yes, so Tuesdays will be our series for spiritual warfare. We'll be doing that for the remainder of this month, getting us ready for our October series, Shadow Work series. So I'm looking forward to that. So I want you guys to build up on all the information that we've been doing, the power prayer, this, going in, what are my older videos? It's all building up to this right here, because honestly, shadow work is that is what I love. Like, I love shadow work because I know the power of it, because I did it, right? I did it. And I know y'all know too, because I know a lot of y'all been doing your work too. And the thing about shadow work, it's a never ending journey. I don't want to say battle. It's a never ending journey. There's always something that you may have to reference back in the shadows. I'm wearing my red today. Okay, see, you on it. Yes. I was supposed to wear red today, honey, because I was trying to be, get my alchemy together, but it didn't work out. Purple works too. So we rocking the purple. Yes, on that Venus way. Found E-Queen while searching Venus. Yeah, she's really, E-Queen's on that. So definitely, yes, ma'am. Looking forward to Shadow series. I'm about to get a book about that. Definitely, yes. A really good shadow book. Trying to think. What's a really good one that I can think of? I can't think of one right now, but when I do, I'm gonna post it. Y'all know sis got a book for everything. I got a book for that. But yay. Well, I'm happy that you guys are interested in continuing this series. So tomorrow I will be going live tomorrow. So Wednesdays is for the ladies, but fellas, y'all compete game too. So tomorrow, ladies, we'll be going through our Yanni series. So Wednesdays will be Yanni. Tuesdays is spiritual warfare. So I have a video for you ladies coming out. Well, not video, it'll be a live. So live tomorrow, we'll be talking specifically about some Yoni talk, so we gonna get into it. But definitely, well, thank you guys are here. I'm just diving shadow work. Yes, I'm telling you, it's funny. I was over the summer, like y'all, this summer has been a good summer, but then also I'll be keeping honest, it's been a challenging summer, but it hasn't been challenging as far as like my old challenges. Like my old challenges would be like challenges, personal challenges, financial challenges, relationship challenges. Luckily it wasn't that type of challenge for me. But it was more so an internal battle challenge I was really going through. Like I went through what they call another dark night of the soul. And I was thinking like, damn, how many of these do I need? I feel like I just had one last year and the year before that and 2-3 years ago. Why am I having another one? But this one was very different. This was very more so me now going through my own shadows of saying, okay, what has worked? So this dark night of the soul was more so, okay, get back to your basics. You've gained so much information. You gathered so much stuff. Now it's time to really, what do you sink your teeth in? Because this spirituality is so vast. You can go into so many realms and information and misinformation and whatever. You can go so many different ways that can really have you go loop to loop to loop. And it can drive you freaking crazy. I'm not going to lie. This stuff can drive you crazy. Because the deeper you go, the more bizarre it gets, if you want to say that. And so truth is stranger than fiction. That part. Okay, yeah, I designed my own book of shadows because I didn't know where to get one. I think there was one I saw at like I get most of my books from Barnes and Noble, y'all. I love Barnes and Noble. I just love it. If it's not at Barnes and Noble, I'll get it at Amazon. But I did see that they had this little shadow book at Barnes and Noble, and I read through it. But it was really based on like Wicca, which Wicca's cool. But my ancestors have been telling me, honey, I think I took the video down. I did a video 2 years ago about me coming out as a witch. And after I did the video, my ancestors like, okay, that's cute, but you ain't a witch, sis. They were like, you ain't a witch. But I'm glad they allowed me to go through my process those years back, because again, you figure out what you are and what you need and who you are through your process. So actually, that was one of the reasons why me and my ancestors was beefing, to be honest, y'all. Like, if y'all remember watching my ancestor, while I started working on my ancestors video, we was beefing because of practice differences. So we're gonna get into that too when it comes to shadow work, spiritual warfare, ancestors, and not to like be weird working with your ancestors, but being very specific on what type of ancestors you're trying to work with, because we know all kinfolk, we know we got some crazy ass kinfolk. Like, you really gonna call Uncle Junebug to help you through this? You know Uncle Junebug was alcoholic? Like, sis, we gonna call him? No, we gonna call Uncle Junebug when we wanna get that shit turned up, okay? That's the spirit we call for turn up. Or if we want to fight, whoever know, whatever Uncle Junebug did, that's what we can call his spirit for. But yeah, being very, very clear on ancestor veneration, on what ancestors that you're venerating, who you want in your court, your spiritual mental court. Because believe it or not, y'all, ancestors will fuck your life up. Okay, you let them fuck your life up if you want to. Not me, said the cat. Oh, stop. Same way, very internal, very revealing. Led me right back to where I started, like another level. Though that part, yes, I'm telling you that. And that's where I was this summer. It was like, yo, get to your basics. Like, get back to your spiritual basics. Or find, now that you have all this information, what is your basics? What is your skills? And I think that really is what the Gemini North Node is doing for a lot of us right now. It's like your personal truths. At this point, you gained all this information. What is your personal truths, right? So we're going to see a lot more of that. And that's the spirit I'm in. I'm in my personal truth spirit, and we rocking that way. Calling those that love, like the end desire to assist you, that part, yes. And then also too, because I know some people like to say F the ancestors, throw the ancestors away. Like, your ancestors ain't just your grandma, y'all. We got ancient ancestors. Like, keep it a buck, to be really real with you all, who the ancestors truly are, if you really want to be in your primordial ancestors who really got your back, that's the elements, y'all. So if for those who may or may not know, I actually have a course on connecting with the elements, and the elements is the true ancestors. And when you know what element that you more so resonate as, more likely that's who you are on an essence level, right? Like I think I talk about my chart a lot. My personal chart, I have well over 6 fire signs. So y'all can guess what energy sis rocking with, who she is, okay? But so tapping into what your elemental is tapping into your ancestry, because and actually we connect to all the elements, but some of us resonate more with one. Like me, I resonate more with the fire element more so than others, but they still work with me. Like right now I'm working with water. This Pisces full moon, y'all. Yes, fire right here. That part, hey, I like all the firecracker women. Ow, bang, bang. That's how we get down. Let me stop. But serious though. But right now, since this whole full moon in Pisces, because I told y'all, it felt like a new moon to me, although it was a full moon, but I get why it felt like new moonish to me, because it felt like a new birthing. And one thing I'm not a big person on, I'm not big on crying. And that was conditioned. And then also, I guess if you want to say my personal chart, but it was more so conditioned. I was conditioned and raised that tears was weak and crying is weak, so we don't cry. And so I just carried that throughout my whole life. And since this doggone Pisces moon, sis been crying. And it's so weird because my tears haven't been tears of sadness. It's not like I'm crying because I'm sad. It's just sometimes I get so overwhelmed with joy that I just be like, tears just be coming. And it feels so refreshing. I never thought that crying could feel so good. Like, and just doing it and not holding it up and not trying to fight it off, just allowing it to just be. My tropical chart, it's fire, and my sidereal chart, it's water. Oh, I like that. You know, fire and water to me are like, I feel like they're the same element. And like fire is like a phenomenon because we really don't know where fire came from. But the same thing goes with water. Like we could break water down to like hydrogen, oxygen, right? So we can break it down to its atom factor. But even with that, what makes it fluid? Like from the oxygen atom and then the two oxygen atoms and then hydrogen, what makes it bond? And when it bond, what turns it into this substance, this fluid substance? I think that's amazing, just to, like thinking about that. And it makes me think about fire because fire moves like water to me. Y'all ever seen that? Like ever knows how a flame moves? It's just very, I know, it's like a wave. It's just beautiful. I have more water in my chart too. Okay, yeah. And you know, it's so funny because like what I'm learning in from my own personal life as I've been, you know, in my inner realms, I have a lot of fire energy. So I recognize I know how to start a lot of stuff. I could start some stuff. I could spark it, or I can like keep the engine burning, right? Or not necessarily keep the engine. I can keep the fire going, but I know I need somebody to like, I know I need more earth energy because I felt earth energy knows how to stabilize fire, and air energy kind of helps the fire to keep going. And the water energy allows my fire not to be over consuming because I know I can consume some shit. And so I've learned to balance out people in my life that has those elements that I don't have as much, like having Cancer people in my life. I'm not big on like expressing my emotions, although I'm an expressive person. I rather express happiness or anger. Those two make sense to me. But like being expressive in my emotional self more, and when we say emotion, we always try to attribute emotions to like crying or tears, but being more attracted to that, to opening up myself and a vulnerability. That's what I like about water. It's vulnerability. I mean, you need some vulnerability with fire, but that's a different type of vulnerability with fire. Like with water, it's just straight vulnerable. You're opening up to being vulnerable. And then I have enough air signs in my chart. Like I have a nice, not much of balance. I have more fire than I have air, but like between the two elements, it's air and fire. That's all I really got. I ain't got no water, no earth. Help me out over here, somebody. But I recognize having people in my life that have those character traits really has made me a better person. And so I've been more conscious and aware of the type of people that I want to keep around me. And then recognizing that my little fire, but you know, they need me. Like y'all need me to spark you up, keep you going, call some ish out. That's what I can do. Sis can do that. But yes. But all right, ladies and gents, just to recap today so that we can be prepared for next week. We were just getting a recap on spiritual warfare. I was sharing with you guys, breaking down the etymology of the word spirit and psyche. I'm coming from the realm that spiritual warfare starts in the mental plane. So we want to ensure that we're building our mental up so that we are able to know what is an attack and then what is something from our internal world that needs to be maneuvered through. Because even when you're going in your internal world, as far as doing your shadow work, facing yourself, that's still spiritual warfare. And you want to ensure that you're prepared yourself mentally and giving yourself the avenue, such as ritual, to allow that energy to be transmuted into flow. That's why I really believe ritual is important. Ritual has more to do with expression than it does with the actual work that you're doing. The work is going to be internal, and then you only do the ritual as an external expression to what you've already did internally. That's how I see ritual. But yeah, so we talked about spiritual warfare. We talked about the 4 ways you can have psychological spiritual warfare attacks, mainly self-inflicted. It could be from breaking oaths, commitments, or vows. It can come from offending spirits and deities because of the broken oaths, commitments, or vows. It could be because of roaming spirits, haunted ghosts, spirits who just roaming or disassociated, and you just get caught up in them. They just here to do whatever. And it can also come from other practitioners and or entities. So now that we are aware where these things can come from, we're going to go deeper into it next week. But all right, ladies and gents, if there's any questions that you guys may have for me before I head out, I got a few more minutes. Yeah, we got a few more minutes. I could take some questions or comments briefly before we call this a day. Close this little book up. Alrighty. But yeah, if you guys, I got this book off of Amazon. If you guys are interested, I'll leave a link in the description if you guys are interested in this book. So definitely. Thank you. Love you. Oh, thank you, beautiful creator. Yes. Well, all right then. Well, this does for today's episode. I look forward to more to this series with you all. You guys can find me on all my social sites as Tahiri Divine. If you guys have not done so, make sure you guys click the links either in my description of this YouTube video, or if you guys are on my Instagram, you go to my link in my bio. Sign up for my email list, because I actually going to be, I contact you guys more through there. So you guys can kind of know more what's happening with me and what I want to share with you guys through there. So you guys will be the first to know, prior to everybody else in the world. So let's get caught up on that so we can be linked together and know each other. But oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. Well, all right, ladies and gents, I look forward to seeing you guys later in the week. Tomorrow, ladies, on Wednesday, we'll be going through our Yanni series. Okay. But I'll talk to you guys later. Love you all. Bye. Bye, guys.